Coming to the big news of the day, we had the Moonbirds DAO details announced. A lot to unpack here. Starting out, 35% of Moonbirds and Oddities royalties, I believe starting this month, are going to be going directly into the Moonbirds DAO treasury, and that will be going, in perpetuity. In addition to that, Proof is transferring 2 million in USDC to kickstart the DAO treasury. The DAO treasury will also manage NFT assets. There will be some partners who want Moonbirds DAO support. They're going to come to the DAO with proposals, and part of that payment, they're going to be giving NFTs that they're minting potentially into the DAO treasury. So that'll be one means of obtaining NFT assets into the treasury. Proof will also be transferring $100,000 worth of Moonbirds into the DAO directly from their company wallet. We're looking at what's the floor price now on them, about 11 ETH. So we're looking at some quick math, 11 at 1350.
It's at 10 ETH right now.
10 ETH?
Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at 1350, 100,000 divided by 1350. You're looking at 7-ish Moonbirds going there directly. And then 500,000 has been allocated to buy Moonbirds off of the floor, or maybe specific traits that'll kind of be voted on. Maybe internally, maybe there'll be some kind of polling, but this is going to occur before the DAO actually launches. And they're wanting to do like a slow drip, not necessarily a floor sweep of these birds. At the current price, this is about 37 Moonbirds that will be added to the DAO from Proof direct funding. They talked about all these birds being added to the DAO are nested, and all the rewards are going to be accrued to that DAO treasury. And he mentioned specifically the Mythics and the Proof token, whenever that drops and whatever that is, will be accrued to the DAO treasury for all of those Moonbirds. The DAO can purchase and sell DAO treasury NFTs as well through votes, I'm sure. They talked a bit about who the voting members are. It will be Moonbirds and Mythics holders. Oddities and Proofs will not get a say, but your Oddities, you can burn for Mythics coming into the new year. So there will be some sort of, conversion there. If you want a vote, you have to burn your Oddity if you are an Oddity holder. And they talked a bit about the ratio of voting power. This is interesting to see as it's kind of laying the groundwork for how they view Moonbirds versus Mythics in terms of utility. They said one Moonbird will have, more voting power than 2 Mythics. So interesting to see there. They didn't say like 1 equals 2. They said, one will have more voting power than 2 Mythics. So valuing Mythics a little under half of a Moonbird. And this is going to be launching early 2023 in terms of the DAO framework, when the proposals will start, being launched, et cetera. They're going to start funding it now to have it ready to go by then. But the actual DAO and then all the, voting that comes with it and the management will occur in 2023. We can probably unpack this a bit more. I know we talked a bit before the show, Clemente. What are your thoughts on the Oddities and how they've reacted to this news?
Very briefly, yeah. I mean, it was really encouraging to see. I know yesterday we talked about how we liked how the listings were going down so consistently. We saw them up in the low 400s, now in the low 300s. Right beforehand, what caused most of the price action to jump from 1.2 ETH to 1.4 was a big sweep of around 20 Moonbirds by one person. So other than that, there wasn't much action going into it. It was a little bit of an artificial pump just because the listings were so low. But afterwards, really, the only thing you saw was the listings were at 298 before the announcement, and now they're sitting at 316. Other than that, it seems to be pretty steady. People seem to be, what's interesting is the listings continue to go down. The unique owners continue to go down. But the way I look at it is like, hey, if some of these big Moonbird holders, they want to hold maybe 3, 4, 5, if not more. And then the other people that do come in are like, hey, I'd like a Moonbird Mythic. So overall, it makes me really bullish on what's to come. It makes me bullish on what the voting power is going to look like in terms of, hey, it's going to be like they're teasing about half of it. So I like this. I think it's a great buy. However, I do think that if we can get in, like we were talking about earlier, if we can get into the 1.1 to 1 range, we're going to be set for a little while. And that's going to be a great buy that we'll keep you guys posted on.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Is it a matter of people like not looking at Oddities right now and saying, okay, well, Oddities basically just got announced as being part of the Moonbirds DAO, and that they can be burned for a Mythic, which is part of the Moonbirds DAO. So, I don't know if that's being, looked at here, if that's being thought about. And, that half a price of Moonbirds, Moonbirds sitting at 10, you'd think a Mythic would be sitting maybe in the 3 to 4 range, potentially 3 to 5,
Right.
somewhere in that range. So I mean, this could be another patience play. It's all determined on what the market does overall, price of ETH, etc. But I love this as a buy here. I'm still going to be greedy and wait. I think that we are going to see a chance to capitalize on lack of patience. If they don't continue to leak this news, it's just a matter of like, are people going to realize like that information? Like, hey, this is part of the Moonbirds DAO essentially. Once you burn it, and
well, that's kind of
that
what
have
I'm
value?
thinking about. It's like I think what we're thinking and going through like rationally is like, hey, it's gonna go down. The reason we're not buying in is because we think we can go lower. I think that's what 75% of other speculators are also thinking. They're like, man, okay, it's at 1.3. I think I can get it at 1.1. And it's kind of like a game of chicken almost, where we think that there's a fair market value that we're going off of, but it could be like in a month or 2 months, some big players start stepping in and some big money enters it and they're sitting at 2 ETH. And we're like, okay, well, we should have gone in earlier. So definitely something to keep in mind. But there's going to come a point where we're going to have to step in at some point and scrounge up the ETH to hand over. But I think overall, like at this price, either way, you're sitting okay. We're just kind of being a little greedy in current market conditions and wanting to get it at a discount.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ryan Carson's sitting on the sideline with ammo. He's going to unload in October. This could be something that he's thinking as well, looking at this, saying, I have the Moonbirds. Why not get some oddities now as well? Definitely want to watch out for it. Going to continue to monitor the price, continue to monitor action. If we see listings continue to drop and price stay flat, may think about jumping in at this price, but we'll see.